Today is going to be an interesting video because I am literally trying to get banned. And the reason being is because I will be looking at every single community guideline and trying to do an action or showing you an action that I've done previously that breaks said community guideline. And you're probably thinking to yourself, Sam, why would you make a video like this? Don't you enjoy your lifestyle and your career as a YouTuber? Isn't it fun and dandy? And the answer to that is yes, of course. I love my job as a YouTuber, and so I'll continue to be doing it. And the reason why I'm looking at it is because I figured it'd be a good way to educate you guys and me. And so while we're going through, I'll have a little bit of fun. Maybe I break a guideline here and there, but I just do want to overly stress, in fact, that the purpose of this video is education only. Anyways, YouTube, please don't ban me. I'm about to have some fun with your guidelines. I'm just obviously showcasing things. I won't be super egregious. Maybe I will. You'll have to watch this video to find out. Let's do this. All right, so here are the official YouTube community guidelines. I mean, we can have like a quick overview of what this is. Set of community guidelines that outline the type of content that isn't allowed on YouTube. Keyword, and this is now going to be on YouTube. So includes videos, comments, links, and thumbnails, so you guys could do your part in hopefully breaking some of these. No, I'm just kidding. Remember, education here. All right, so then here, these are the areas that community guidelines cover. Spam and deceptive practices, sensitive content, violent or dangerous content, regulated goods, misinformation, and then EDSA content. All right, so the first guideline that we're going to be breaking, I guess we'll go in order, and that is fake engagement. So what fake engagement is, if you don't know what that is, well, that's probably a good thing, but it says what this policy means for you. So if you're posting content, don't post content on YouTube if it fits any of the descriptions noted below. So links to any third-party services that artificially inflate metrics. So for instance, if you look up like a YouTube view bot and then you decide to post that YouTube view bot and tell people to use said view bot to get views, that would get you banned. Now, I think what we're gonna do to break this guideline is that content linking to or promoting third-party view count or subscriber gaming websites or services. So this is where things get interesting, because something I can do, for instance, is go to a platform like Social Blade, because that provides with us some view metrics that aren't organically on YouTube. And so we're gonna look myself up. There I am. Oh wow, I got an A. That's very nice. I also promise that this is not my yearly earnings. That would be nice, but it's not. And so yeah, look at this. This is now giving you a view count and a subscriber count of my entire channel, yada yada. And I think by showing this, I'm not gonna say go to Social Blade, but if you are curious of what my Social Blade profile looks like, I mean, here it is. The link is also up here. So I don't know if this counts towards it, but I think we just broke our first guideline. Also, another thing is offering to subscribe to another creator's channel only if they subscribe to your channel. Sub for sub. It does say you're allowed to say hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Well, look at that. So make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, share, or leave a comment. All right, I feel like we completely decimated the fake engagement policy. Sorry, YouTube. So next up, we have the impersonation policy. This is content intended to impersonate a person or channel. Ah, okay. So this is just like, I can't pretend to be somebody. So this is what it means for us. So a channel that copies another channel's profile, background, or overall look and feel. Interesting. And then there's personal impersonation. Content intended to look like someone else is posting. If you operate a fan channel, make sure to explicitly state so in the channel name. Now, what you guys may or may not know is that I actually have another channel that I am not the main person speaking in said channel. So let me show you what I'm talking about. You see, there is a Spanish channel titled Sambucha in Español, which, I mean, let's just get like one of the shorts up. It's only shorts, but here's a video with 12 million views, and this is me at the bottom. But just keep in mind, this is not me talking.
¿Prefieres la versión infantil o adulta de estos personajes?
I don't understand a word of what this fake Sambucha is saying, but what I will say is that the voice is pretty crispy. But I don't know if this counts as impersonation, but it does exist on YouTube. And I actually do commission the people who make this. So in a way, I guess it's not completely impersonating, but this guy is literally impersonating me by putting on this dubbed voice, which I think is pretty crisp. So that is it. I would say that that is impersonation. That's as far as it goes. Some other examples are channels with the same identifier and image as another channel. So again, as you can see, Sambucha en Español uses my entire likeness. Don't know what this means. Disfruto crear contenido. I think that means I like to make content. And it looks like the handle they're using is also Sambucha coded and a whole bunch of stuff. But what I will say is that I do like this channel, and this channel, like I said, I am affiliated with. So if you're Spanish, you may like this one better than me, because sometimes I speak gibberish and I feel like the Spanish channel at least makes things cohesive and nice. All right, moving on, and we have external links. So what this means is you cannot link certain things like plolography, websites that install malware, apps for phishing. Now, apps for phishing or websites for phishing. They never said what kind of phishing, because here we have Bass Pro Shop, and I'm providing to you the Bass Pro Shop link, about.basspro.com. This is phishing. I'm telling you, hey, go check out this website, which is not sponsored because I'm sure that'd be breaking another community guideline. I don't know why they would sponsor me. You know what? There is an angle for them to sponsor sponsor me. I feel like I wear like the trucker hats. Don't they have a lot of those? If you're Bass Pro Shop, reach out to me and give me $1 billion, please. And then I can make more videos with you guys and fish and stuff. But anyways, some other things that you can't look up are seek to raise funds or recruit for organizations. I'm not affiliated with that. CSAI, which of course, regulated goods. Okay, so some examples. Click to see what YouTube won't allow. Okay, now that is something that you can't do, right? Keep that in mind. Click to see what YouTube won't allow. Meanwhile, the nature of this video is to click into this to see what YouTube won't allow. So I would argue that this video itself is violating one of the guidelines set forth via their external links policy. Another one, bam, broken. Okay, moving on, we have spam, deceptive practices, and scams policies. All right, we all know about the spams in the comment section, all the bots just like spamming whatever it is, their OnlyFans links, this, that, and the other. And there's also a good amount of spam in my comment section in particular. I do like some of the comments, but there's definitely a lot of bots and a lot of people saying a lot of nonsense. But let's see what it means to me. So for instance, don't post content on YouTube if it fits any of the descriptions noted below. So video spam, content that is excessively posted, repetitive, or untargeted, and does one or more of the following. So promises viewers to see something but instead directs them off site, gets clicks by promising viewers they'll make money fast, sends audiences to sites that spread. Okay, so you could argue that my content is excessively posted because I've posted over 2,000 videos inside of 3 years because I post 2 shorts every single day, plus I post my 2 long videos per week. I'm doing 16 videos a week. I think that in and of itself is spam, but we're gonna take it a bit further. Misleading thumbnails, okay? Clickbait thumbnails. Now, the thumbnails on my videos, they're certainly stretched sometimes, right? Let me have an honest look at my channel and I will tell you which ones I believe are clickbait. I paid YouTubers to roast me, kind of clickbait. The reason being because Nikocado Avocado didn't actually answer my request, and so I didn't actually pay said person because they ended up refunding me, thank God for this. Banned commercials they don't want you to see. We never watched this commercial. There was an M&M commercial, so I'm stretching it a bit. Here's another one. I tried scrolling to the bottom of YouTube Shorts. Where's the clickbait on this? Because you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, but you did it. I'm not actually that tired. That is the work of my thumbnail guy who is incredibly talented and made me look a bit more tired than what I actually was. So the point being, I think I qualify there, right? I think that's got to be a little bit of misleading thumbnails. I get that it's not like insanely clickbait, but that's got to be enough to break the guideline. Next up on this, we have playlist policy, which to be honest, I'm not really familiar with what this is. So it looks like playlists are a good way to combine videos, yada, yada. Don't post playlists on YouTube if they fit any of the descriptions. Playlists with thumbnails that violate our community guidelines, such as anything that has shock or disgust, misleading viewers about what they are about to see. Aha, now this is where we can go ahead and break a policy. Now, one thing you don't know about me is that I actually have some public playlists on YouTube right now. So here are all of my playlists. I'm not sure which ones are public. Oh, I guess it says which ones are public. One of the big things that I'm lying about here is Sambucha elevator music, because I used to exclusively play elevator music. And so here are all the ones on the side. What would happen? Oh, I already do have a video that obviously is an elevator music, and that is Il Vento d'Oro from JoJo's Part 5. I don't know why it's in this playlist, but I added it here. So that would be misleading because I don't know the last time you would hear this song in an elevator. I mean, this would be hype. Like, hopefully they end up putting this into elevators. They're not going to, but that would be pretty hype. But the point being, I have lied before on my playlist. Here's some additional policies. That's weird. Encouraging terms of service violations. Wait a second. If you post content that encourages other users to violate our terms of services, I guess this video is in fact an endorsement of your community guidelines. But remember, YouTube, this is for education only. I'm sharing the community guidelines with everybody and I'm having some fun with it. So please keep me up because I love you. I love you dearly and you have given me a platform, ironically, in which I'm looking to destroy. No, I'm just kidding. I respect you guys. I like you guys. We have a good relationship, don't we? Right? Me, Neil, Susan, anybody else? Posting previously removed content or content from terminated restricted creators. Okay, so another thing you can't do, for instance, is show like a banned creator, which I also made a video showing YouTubers that were banned. So I guess I actually do this more than I thought. I thought I'd have to like stretch a bit on some of these to prove to you guys that I'm breaking guidelines. I think my channel's in direct violation left and right, honestly. Anyways, moving on. All right, child safety policy. Okay, so now we are into a weirder area because we're past like the spam stuff, yada, yada. We're into like, hey, like do not do this stuff whatsoever. So YouTube does not allow content that endangers the emotional and physical well-being of minors, and a minor is somebody under the age of 18 years old. So you can't do things like sexualization of minors, harmful or dangerous activities including minors, misleading family content, and cyberbullying and harassment involving minors. All right, and that is all obviously super fair game. We want to protect the children, and if a child is using YouTube, there's a reason, for instance, YouTube Kids doesn't have comments. It's because they don't want to incentivize people like bullying literal like 8-year-olds like Ryan's World for just like reviewing a toy. Some examples: a video featuring minors doing some crazy things, showing minors involved in dangerous activities, or a video with tags like for children featuring family-friendly cartoons engaging in inappropriate acts. Okay, keep that in mind because this is the one that we were about to break. A video with tags like for children, or if it's set for kids and yet it has some pretty inappropriate kids things. All right, so alas, recently I had a video, one of my shorts, inappropriate moments in kids shows. It was set to made for kids, okay? Which means this is officially categorized by YouTube as made for kids. And keep in mind, it has to be a video in order to violate the guideline that should really not be for kids. And this video is inappropriate moments in kids shows. And in this video itself, I talk about some pretty crazy things. These are some of the most inappropriate. So some pretty crazy things happen in this video. So just from the get-go, Heather from Total Drama Island, all right? Look, that should not be made for kids, but to be fair to me, I didn't do this. YouTube, for some reason, categorized this for kids. So that's on you guys more than it is me, but I guess it's still a violation of some community guidelines. So I'm sorry, YouTube, but also it's your fault. So moving on. Thumbnails policy. So don't post a thumbnail or other image on YouTube if it shows like imagery, acts, nudity, imagery that depicts unwanted sexualization, violent imagery, graphic or disturbing imagery, etc. So what happens when you violate this, yada yada, you get a strike against your account, okay? So you cannot do anything involving any of these terrible imageries on your thumbnail, except I did. And it skirted by, it was a while ago. See, so if we are going to my thumbnails and we scroll all the way down, oh, not super far, but let's go maybe somewhere around here. Now it said you can't do anything super in thumbnails, right? Well, I would argue that multiple videos. Let's start with this video, okay? Best videos of 2022, Sambucha. That's crazy. I used to upload compilations. That's like the worst thing to do. There is an image on the left saying 5 inches with a banana. Then there is the ant from Big Hero 6, Aunt Cass, is that her name? And then you'll see blank UNT. All three of those are obviously meant to be jokes, but they could also be interpreted in perhaps way. I don't know where the line is of what humor is, or whether it's, I don't know if it's clear enough, but I will say that that does that. If you don't believe me that I do this often, then look no further to this thumbnail. Dirty jokes hidden in cartoons. And then I think this is Harley Quinn from one of like the Batman animations from like the 90s. And she is obviously covered in something which I am no longer going to be speaking to. I think you get the point. I violated multiple community guidelines in my thumbnail. So what do you think about that, YouTube? Next. All right, so this is nudity and sexual content policy. So explicit content meant to be gratifying is not allowed on YouTube, yada yada. Posting may result in content removal or channel termination. Okay, the depicted of unclothed genitals, breasts, or buttocks that are meant for gratification. The amount of times that this falls out when I'm wearing my cutoff tees, I'm sure we can do a quick little compilation of this. I think this is probably my I'm in violation of this, frankly, every single video that I put out on YouTube. Sue me, YouTube. What do you want? Like, you want me to cover up? I guess so. I mean, clearly this is what you're getting at with this policy, but I will not. I will not be bullied into wearing a t-shirt. If I go to the gym and I come home and it's part of my workflow, why would you expect me to change? All right. If anything, I'm trying to inspire fitness. I'm a fitness influencer. You might as well recategorize me into fitness. Forget gaming, forget entertainment, forget what else am I considered? Makeup. No, I'm kidding. I don't even know. Wherever you put me now, put me in fitness. Maybe that's the way I could hedge against this. Anyways, I'm sorry, but I definitely break that guideline often. Okay, here's another one. And just for showing this, I know there's gonna be one of those things on this video that like shows like, oh, self-harm, yada, yada. So I'm just gonna avoid saying these words because sometimes you bring up these words and it like flags your entire video. And this video is meant for mass consumption, so I don't wanna completely hinder it. But what I will say is that I've certainly alluded to a video in the past that has some level to it. And for instance, the best way to showcase this is that I put Logan Paul in said forest in my thumbnail. Deleted YouTube videos you'll never see again, which is so obviously alluding to the Logan Paul forest video. That's all I'll say about that, because of this video, I mean, like, it's like COVID. You say the word COVID, like, watch, COVID, and then I bet they're gonna have like that COVID warning on the bottom of this video. I guarantee it, actually. I'm actually pretty positive now that I said it. I'll say it once more to be sure. COVID. Let me know if it pops up. All right, here we go. Vulgar language policy. So the use of explicit language, excessive profanity, use of heavy profanity, use sounds. The above list isn't complete, okay? So basically, you don't want to be a complete potty mouth here on YouTube, because the way that YouTube works is that advertisers flood to YouTube and they provide something crazy like $50 billion to YouTube in revenue every single year. And they won't be giving said revenue to YouTube if the creators and every video that's posted has a ton of vulgar language in it. So you can't be saying fuck, bitch, etc. Except I just said them, and those were probably beeped out, but I'm gonna say a word that may be the worst of them all, okay? This is one of the words, I think this is as vulgar as it gets. This is voted actually the most uncomfortable word to hear in the entire world, okay? I'm gonna say it. I'm about to say it, all right? So get ready, brace yourself. Man up, here it comes. Next up, harassment and cyberbullying. You guys suck. Yeah, you're watching this, you suck. Doesn't matter who I'm pointing to, could be anybody watching this video, all right? And so how about you guys comment back like, hey, that hurts. So then YouTube can see some sort of bilateral exchange of cyberbullying. And also though, to speak to this even further, so for instance, you can't post content that has prolonged insults based on someone's intrinsic attributes, okay? And what did I go ahead and do? I posted a video where I paid YouTubers to literally roast me. And in the roast, there was literally a couple of roasts that talk about my physique, my style, my financial situation, and more. There was a lot of things that YouTubers decided to roast me for, and it was prolonged. I mean, this is a 24-minute video. We're not putting out 60-second clips here. This was a long roast session that got posted on the channel, and therefore, I would say I violated the cyberbullying policy of yours, so I'm sorry, YouTube. The next guideline is around harmful or dangerous content policy. Now, a fun fact about this channel is that I've had one strike in my 4 years operating this channel, and it was actually for dangerous content, because I posted a 1-second image of somebody self-immolating, which is just basically lighting yourself on fire, which I think violated the dangerous content portion of this policy because it was showcasing like fire and like harm, etc. So I don't want to do that again, so I'm not gonna like obviously show an image, but what I will do is violate one of these examples. So this is what content is not allowed on YouTube. Dangerous challenges, dangerous or threatening pranks, speaking of which. If you don't subscribe, I'm going to find you and do something bad to you. No, I'm just kidding. It was a prank. Ha, I think that qualifies, right? It was pretty threatening. How did you feel with me doing that? Did you feel as if you were truly threatened? I tried. I really tried. That's the most you could probably get out of me. I don't think I'm like an extremely threatening person, but just say you did. Just say I feel threatened, and then, you know, maybe that will do something to the algorithm. Now we have hate speech. What is hate speech? A lot of people question that. Is hate speech free speech? You'll hear that a lot. Don't know. So here we go. Which indicates a protected group status: age, caste, disability, ethnicity, gender identity, nationality, race, immigration status, religion. So I've actually been put on to a channel that has been using my videos to create fake videos up top, and then those videos will have you think that I am doing some level of hate speech to a certain group. I will show you an example, but I don't really want to like promote the channel like super much because I feel like YouTube will actually take it down, and I think it's a funny channel, so I don't really want it to be harmed. So let me actually find a good video to show you. All right, here we go.
These are my least favorite minorities, and I know this is gonna make a lot of people upset, but honestly, I don't care. It's something I'm really passionate about. All right, so first,
this is not actually the video, okay? This is a parody of a video I made, and my least favorite minorities were like left-handed people, gingers, and then somebody went ahead, this is supposed to be left-handed people, and they put black people, okay? But I didn't make this video. This isn't on my channel. Again, I don't want this guy to get taken down, so hopefully like we can blur his name a little bit. I believe in free speech as well, and I know this is just jokes at the end of the day, but this video, I guess, I mean, it certainly would qualify if I was being serious, which I wasn't, YouTube, okay? We're good, we're cool. All right, now we have violent extremist or criminal organizations policy, and I feel like this will be one of the tougher ones to break because I don't do any of this. So this is stuff you can't do. It's mainly like for ISIS and stuff. Like for instance, depicting hostages aimed at recruiting new members, praising or justifying violent acts produced by violent extremist criminal or terrorist organizations. So here's some examples, all right? Raw and unmodified re-uploads of content created by again, like I can't even do any of this. This is gonna be the toughest one. Glorifying violence against civilians. Huh. All right, here we go. We have, oh, this is great content. You hear that? See this, YouTube? I love this content. Hey, this is great content. This, you see, this is my favorite video right here. This is the best video on YouTube. Every video should be like this. Whoever made this video is wreaking havoc. Like that's crazy, actually. Runs over 100 pedestrians. Sorry about that. I feel like this, if this doesn't break it, then what does? I mean, granted, it's a video game, but definitely towing the line. I'm getting close here. Somewhat similar Similarly, we have violent or graphic content policies, and this is anything that's violent or gory. So some stuff is footage or imagery showing bodily fluids. What? That's kind of weird. Footage of corpses, which we know all about that. Animal abuse. So for instance, content where humans coerce animals to fight. Dramatized or fictional content prohibited by these guidelines where the viewer is not given enough context to understand that the footage is dramatized and is fictional. So for instance, like a lot of out of context things that get posted without more context to it. Here's some examples, right? So an actual schoolyard fight, beatings or brawls, encouraging people to do some terrible things. So a lot of these like prank videos in public probably fall under this. Like this is something that's like graphic, but I have something that's even worse. All right, so speaking of animal abuse, we have Pal World right here. So you're going to see Lucario get completely sniped, it looks like. I've never watched this clip before. I just looked up. Oh my gosh. How is that not animal abuse? A pure Pokemon, an Anubis looking Pokemon just absolutely shot in the head with a shotgun from a human. That is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen on the internet, and I showed it, YouTube. Ban me. All right, next up we have the firearms policy. I mean, I just showed you somebody shoot an animal in Pal World, right? Let me give some more context to that. So I don't know what more I can do. A firearm? What is considered a firearm, right? I don't know what I can show for that. Maybe I show, here we go. What about this? That worked? Did you get that effect? Did I hit the camera at least? I don't know. That might have been like epic fail. Anyways, this next guideline is around illegal or regulated goods or services. So here are some things that you can't post about. So for instance, explosives, organs, alcohol, bank account passwords. Oh my gosh. Escort services, pharmaceuticals without a prescription, online gambling sites not yet reviewed by Google, nicotine, human smuggling. Oh my gosh. So some examples, linking to a gambling or sports betting site that isn't approved. That's why Steve Will Do It got banned, I believe, because he linked steak, I think. Selling counterfeit passports. What can I do here? Content instructing how to purchase drugs on the dark web. I do have some content on the dark web, and I do allude to some websites, but I don't know if that'll necessarily get me across the line here. Steroid use, non-educational content that shows how to use steroids for recreational purposes. Okay, what I think we can actually violate is including a link to an online pharmacy that does not require prescriptions. So let's hit them with the CVS.com link. CVS, Aetna, I don't know what the website domain is going to be exactly. And by doing that, I will hopefully inspire people in a negative sense to go to CVS and try to purchase like some over-the-counter things. That was a stretch, but no. What do you want me to do here? All right, here gets into the fun area, misinformation policies. So certain types of misleading or deceptive content with serious risk of egregious harm are not allowed. So if you're posting content, don't post if it fits any of the descriptions. Suppression of census participation, that is interesting. So I can't mislead census participants. So I can't say, do not participate in the census, even though I just technically said that, but I was quoting. I can't also do manipulated content. That is, okay. Usually beyond clips taken out of context. So that won't count and may pose a serious risk of egregious harm. All right, some examples look like giving instructions on how to participate in the census. Why do they care so much about the census? Inaccurately translated video subtitles that inflame geopolitical tensions. Who has the power on their YouTube video to inflame geopolitical tensions? Unless Joe Biden himself is posting a YouTube video in which he says something about like Putin or Kim Jong-un. I don't understand how this can be an actual thing taken seriously. Video content has been technically manipulated to fabricate events where there's a serious risk of harm, misattributed, presented as documenting human rights abuses. Okay, the most that I can do here, I'm gonna be honest with you, is just some like overly edited, like this next 10 seconds are gonna be so overly edited. So I'm just gonna start talking like I am right now, and then
I hate this channel.
the next 7 or 8 seconds are just gonna be a ton of different clips happening and just a bunch of things. I don't even know what my editor is doing, but there's gonna be a lot of stuff, and it's going to be so
crazy that you're gonna be like,
please stop it. You're abusing manipulated content. Stop it, Sam. Okay. I hope that was fun for you. I don't know what just happened. All right, we have elections misinformation. Now, I need to be careful with this because there's an election coming up in the United States in a couple of months, or a lot of months, I guess. It's only April. And I don't know what to say about it because I feel like this is one that they take very seriously. You just say the words voter fraud, and then all of a sudden, like, you get banned on YouTube. So I don't want to be doing that. Voter suppression, candidate eligibility. So if I say, for instance, that I don't think that Joe Biden should be eligible to run for president because I think he is senile and he is way past the age of what I think a proper executive can be. Is that considered me talking about candidate eligibility in a negative light? Maybe. Incitement to interfere with democratic processes, content encouraging others to interfere. Okay. I don't want to like interfere, election integrity, yada, yada, yada. Okay. I mean, I don't really know what more I can do other than say, vote for who you want. It doesn't matter to me whatsoever. So do your own thing. I don't care. I literally don't care enough to actually even look at this policy. And to wrap it up, the final guideline that we'll be breaking today is the medical misinformation policy. So prevention misinformation, treatment misinformation, denial. Okay, so here we go. Vaccine, oh my gosh. So you can't deny that COVID exists. Claims that people have not died or gotten sick from COVID. Claims that there have not been cases or deaths in countries. Okay. You basically can't deny the existence of COVID. What can I do to get around that? What if I say that COVID doesn't exist on Mars or something? Like, what if I'm talking about a different place? Like, I said the sentence and it can be, I guess, clipped and taken out of context. So like, I might get picked up on that, but there's more context to it. It doesn't exist not on Earth. That covers it. Look, my channel might be gone anyways. So if you're watching at this point, something magical happened where I'm still somehow allowed on YouTube, and that is great. And I'm super happy about that. But it looks like we did it, and I won't know. I'll report back to you guys. So make sure to subscribe, because I'm going to let you know if this channel is facing termination anytime soon. Hopefully not, because this was a lot of fun. I actually didn't know the YouTube guidelines previously, so it was cool to kind of go through each of them and, you know, familiarize myself and you guys with everything that's going on. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more content, make sure to click here or click here. Otherwise, subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you next time. Peace.